Since the start, we knew Denathrius was an eternal one, a titan-like being and one of the main rulers of the Shadowlands and the most valuable ally of the Jailer. With the Dreadlord speculations, he could have been the one manipulating half the universe for eons and could be behind the creation of the Burning Legion, and all of this is really cool and amazing, but we literally defeated this guy a month after the expansion was released in a pretty simple manner. If Denathrius is so powerful, why exactly was he so easily beaten? Brought to you by Gamivo.com. Make sure to click the link in the description and get Shadowlands as well as game time at discounted prices. The actual origins of Denathrius are still not fully known, but we do have a few bits and pieces that we can connect together. What is certain is that Denathrius was the leader of Revendreth and a creator of the Vantir people. He's also said to be the one that shaped the realm of Revendreth, and he quite often tells us, "I am Revendreth." But what this truly means is unclear. It is all but confirmed that he created the realm, but we also speculate that his connection to Revendreth is a lot more important than being just a founder, meaning that if we fully kill him, the entirety of this purgatory could possibly disappear, but we still don't have any concrete information on this. Now, Denathrius is an eternal one that is also 100% confirmed, and we know that he's connected to the rest of the leaders of the other parts of the Shadowlands. Eternal ones are said to somehow be related to the first ones that at the moment we know nothing about, but I feel like this connection and the first ones in general will be of key significance in the story progression. What we know about the Eternal Ones and what Blizzard definitely confirmed is that their power is Titan-like, that the Jailer is also an Eternal One, and that he's Titan++ level, and just how we have the Pantheon, like the Titan one, we also have the Eternal Ones known as the Pantheon of Death. If you look at the actual Titans, they're some of the most powerful beings in the entire universe. They're quite literally walking planets, former world souls that were born and that started just walking the cosmos. Titans, despite being a bit nerfed recently, are still insanely powerful. Sargeras, long ago when he was a Titan, literally managed to slice an entire planet in half just with his sword, and now as a fell demonic Titan, he managed to nearly kill Azeroth with his sword once again. Additionally, Amantul, back in the glory days, literally pulled out Yasharaj, one of the most powerful old gods ever, with barely any effort. So this brings us to the point, if the Titans are literally walking planets and can split worlds with a swing of a sword, and the Eternal Ones are Titan-like, how in the hell did we literally beat Denathrius in a single raid pretty much at the very start of the expansion? Here are a few arguments that make sense to me. First, we didn't really beat him by ourselves. Long ago, Denathrius split his own power across the court of harvesters with the medallions, and all throughout the Revendreth campaign, all we really did was gather these medallions to our cause, fight the other ones, build our power, and weaken Denathrius in every possible manner. Why Denathrius thought it was a good idea to split his power into so many parts and how he didn't see this scenario happening is unclear, probably arrogance, but that can explain why one of the Eternal Ones was so much weaker, possibly than the other ones. Additionally, we also had the help of the other Vantir that possess a portion of Denathrius' power, and we were possibly empowered by Azeroth herself, and we have seen that she can project her own strength into the Shadowlands. A second possibility is that since he has been an ally of the Jailer, presumably for a really long time, we have seen him literally channel the entirety of Revendreth in order to empower Soval, so there is a huge possibility, aside from the gigantic anima stores, that he threw most of his own power to the Jailer as well. I see the logic that he did this in order to completely free the Jailer, like let's go all in, and once the two reunited, his power would be returned in a much greater form, but then we kinda happened and stopped him when he was at his weakest point. To me, honestly, this makes sense, like the most amount of sense out of these theories. The third is that maybe the Eternal Ones are not really Titan level, even though Blizzard said that. I don't know if it is just me, but I never really got that Titan vibe from the Pantheon of Death in Shadowlands. Neither Kerestia nor the Winter Queen really seem like they would be anywhere near the power of, for example, Amantul or Sargeras, and they honestly seem more like Titanic Watchers on Azeroth than actual Titans, which makes sense as many speculate that the Titans long ago ordered the Shadowlands and then placed these Watchers. However, a good counter-argument to this theory is that power comes in many shapes. forms and contexts as well. Titan-like power might not exactly equal combat power necessarily, just as how you might have a king that is the most powerful person in the world, but in a duel he could be defeated by a regular person. Also how a mage could destroy a city with a spell, but he could also be killed by a simple rogue, just like anyone else. So the Eternal Ones might possess insane power to shape their own realms, to bring dead back into life, but they may not have the ability to shape worlds and split planets in half or defeat powerful foes in single combat. All of this means that maybe the Eternal Ones really are Titan-like, but just in a different way, shape, or form. As they're the leaders of the afterlife, it would make sense for them to have a ton of power in order to serve their purpose, but not exactly fight mortals, as after all, why would mortals even be in the Shadowlands in the first place? I don't think that really happens quite often. So these are some of the arguments I see happening. I also see that the defeat of Denathrius could have been planned by the jailer in some future plot that we're yet to see, and that is exactly as he planned it, and we're just falling right into his trap. Regardless, Denathrius is still only imprisoned, so the possibility remains that we might see him in the future. He wasn't really fully defeated. Thank you for watching. Check out whether Vol'jin is Aloha or not by clicking on the screen, and also check out Doronsmovies Academy for videos on real-world history and science. See you next time.